In Africa, generally speaking, you will see that the telecom sector is one of the key pillars of the growth, of the GDP growth in the country. That it's been a real revolution somehow in some countries where the infrastructure were originally limited. The data now, I mean the data revolution also that we start seeing in Africa is also a new motor to this, a new engine to this development, to this growth. So the telecom sector has a very key role to play in the country development. We are touching so many inhabitants on a daily basis through services, voice, data, mobile financial services, which are also very developed here in Eastern Africa. It's a key tool, so again, of development, of information, of communication. I mean, we have penetration rates in those countries that start to be closer and closer to the penetration rates you have in Europe. Like, well, in Zanzibar, I know a bit better. In Zanzibar specifically, we are today close to a saturated market in terms of population. I mean, if you look at the addressable population, so I think it's really a unique position because you don't have other similar players as telecom operators who can touch again in such an interactive manner all the population on their day-to-day business and on their daily life. We have two specificities, I would say, at Zantel. So we have the same core businesses as others, mobile, voice, data, but we are very focused in Zanzibar. Historically, I mean, we are, it's a stronghold, right? We have again 75 to 80% of market share there. The other key specific of Zantel is really this wholesale business, and the fact, as I was saying, that we are the main entry gate for internet into the country. Regarding, in fact, mainland in Tanzania, today we are covering like 40% of the population through all infrastructure. What we are planning to do is to have a national roaming agreement with one other operator, which will allow us to double the coverage, so to go from 40 to 80% of the population. Obviously, it's one of the more efficient cost ways than if we were to roll out our own network. A much quicker way as well. So that's our main strategy. Now we're focusing on specific, I mean, as I said earlier, we focus quite specifically on Zanzibari community, on some coastal regions as well, and Zanzibar as the main area. I want to be part of this digital financial inclusion. I want to be a major mobile financial service player in the coming years and being part of this ecosystem. And I think the last thing is I want Zantel to become really a key wholesale data bandwidth player, and maybe not just in Tanzania, but I would say even in the region. I mean, there's a really strong growth first in the sector for the past 2 years, and I'm confident that it's going to keep growing in the coming years, because at the end, again, there's still a lot of potential in terms of population first, just population penetration in mainland at least, in terms of data services, in terms of MFS services, so the growth is